Hello everyone, welcome to this video on speed control circuits. In this video, we will simulate the working of various types of speed control circuit, taking an example of a double acting cylinder actuation. One type of speed control circuit is a meter-in circuit where the compressed air going into the cylinder is controlled to control the speed of actuation of a cylinder. Let us take an example of a double acting cylinder now. So this double acting cylinder will be controlled by a 5x2 DCV, and I make it as simple as a 5x2 DCV which is manually controlled, and so I'll make it a push button detent operated spring return DCV. I'll connect it to the compressed air source, and the terminals 5 and 3 will be connected to the exhaust. Terminal 4 will be connected to the cap end port of the cylinder, and terminal 2 of the DCV will be connected to the rod end port of the cylinder. For the direct control of a double acting cylinder, the detent switch will be actuated. The air will enter into the cap end to extend it. Similarly, the air will enter into the rod end to retract it. A meter-in circuit is basically a circuit which limits or restricts the air flowing into the cylinder. It can be implemented in two ways. One, by controlling the air entering into the cap end of the cylinder. The other, by controlling the air entering into the rod end of the cylinder. And the valve which is used to control the flow of air into this cylinder will be a flow control valve. And the type of a flow control valve that we will use for implementing this speed control circuit is a one-way flow control valve or a throttle valve with a bypass. So this one-way flow control valve is basically a combination of a throttle valve with a check valve connected bypassing it. You can see that by connecting the throttle valve in the line between the cap end of the cylinder and port number 4, in this line, you can control the air entering into the cylinder at the cap end. Meanwhile, the air that is coming out of the cylinder, if the cylinder extends, will be left uncontrolled and it can escape out through port number 5 to the atmosphere. You can double click on the flow control valve and you can set the opening level of the throttle, where by default it is 100%, and you can restrict the opening level of the throttle. And you can also give how much amount of a standard flow rate should happen through the throttle and the check valve. Considering a one-way flow control valve, from in the position in which I have connected here, so the bottom port is port number 1 and the top port is port number 2, and flow from port 1 to port 2 will happen only through the throttle valve, because the check valve will be in the closed position. The position in which the fluid flow will make the check valve closed, and there will not be any flow happening through this check valve, and the flow from 1 to 2 can always happen only through the opening of the throttle. So if the throttle is closed, no flow happens. If the throttle is fully open, flow happens depending on the amount the throttle is open. And so by connecting a one-way flow control valve in the path of the cap end of the cylinder and the DCV, we can basically control the amount of air entering into the cap end of the cylinder. Thereby we can control the extension stroke of the cylinder. And let us see, I'll have reduced the opening of the throttle to a very smaller value. And let me run the simulation, and I have started the actuation, and you can see that air will flow only through the throttle and not through the check valve. So depending on the amount of opening of the throttle, the extension will be. And retraction will happen without any control or flow restriction because we have not connected any valve in this part. So had I opened the throttle valve to a larger value, then the speed would have been enhanced. You can actually set the opening of the throttle valve to two different limits in a range of 0 to 10 or 0 to 100%. I have set to a range of 0 to 100% here, and I have set the opening of the one-way flow control valve throttle to a very minimal value, and you can see how slowly the extension speed is. And so this implementation is called as meter-in control, meter-in extension control of a double acting cylinder. So it is a meter-in circuit because the inlet airflow is controlled and we are controlling the extension stroke of the cylinder, and hence this comes under meter-in extension control. Whereas for a meter-in retraction control, the circuit is to be connected in such a way. The one-way flow control valve is connected to the line between the cap end of the cylinder and the port number 2 of the DCV. Let me copy paste the same circuit and I will connect the DCV. I'll connect the connect the DCV's fourth port and the cap end of the cylinder directly, and I'll use the one-way flow control valve and I'll connect it between the rod end of the cylinder and the port number 2. And now if I actuate this, you can see air is entering into the rod end of the cylinder is actually controlled by the opening of the throttle, and flow through the throttle only governs the speed of retraction, whereas flow will not happen through the check valve as it is in the closed position. So what happens when this cylinder is extending here is, when the cylinder extends, air enters into the cap end, and whatever air that is accumulated inside the rod end of the cylinder will escape out, and as it comes out, it can flow through the throttle. It can also, because of the fluid pressure, crack open the check valve, and it is in the free flow condition between port 2 to port 1 of the check valve. And so through the check valve, the ball will move off its seat, allowing an opening because of the fluid pressure coming out of the rod end of the cylinder, and it will go from port 2 to port 3, and it will connect to the exhaust. You can see it here. Now if I make the cylinder to retract, now air will enter from port 2 through the check valve, through the throttle valve. It enters into the rod end, thereby I am controlling the air entering into the cylinder, and I am controlling the retraction speed of the cylinder, and hence this circuit implementation is called as meter-in retraction control. One of the features of this kind of a circuit is a meter-in circuit will allow will create a restriction for the fluid that is entering into the cylinder. When there is a flow restriction, there is a pressure drop. When there is a pressure drop, temperature will be generated and or dissipated, and this temperature will be carried by the fluid stream, which in turn leads to, as it enters into the cylinder, may tend to damage the piston seals at higher operating temperatures or at higher pressure drops. Next, we will discuss about the meter out speed control circuit, where a meter out speed control circuit predominantly controls the flow of a fluid escaping or coming out of the cylinder, and hence it has got its name meter out. Just like meter in circuit, meter out circuit also uses a one-way flow control valve, except that the way in which the one-way flow control valve is connected will be reversed in their connection, and thereby it limits the air coming out of the cylinder. And it can also be used for both extension as well as retraction speed control. So let me copy paste this circuit where a double acting cylinder will be controlled by a 5/2 DCV. And now, as the exhaust air is controlled in a meter out circuit, the way in which the connection is to be given is like, for making the cylinder to extend, we have to give the air supply from port 4 to the cap and port of the cylinder. So this is basically inlet air. For the cylinder to extend, air has to enter into the cap and at the same time, air that is occupied in the rod end volume has to come out. So the one-way flow control valve, which adjusts or which limits the flow of a fluid, is to be connected in a reverse way at the rod end of the cylinder for controlling the extension stroke of this cylinder. So you can see that I have rotated the one-way flow control valve such that the way in which the one-way flow control valve is, the port 1 is connected to the port which has the air escaping out of the cylinder. So the port 1 will be connected to the rod end of the cylinder. So in this direction, the flow will be blocked by the check valve and it will allow flow only through the throttle valve depending on how much amount it is open. And the output of this one-way flow control valve is connected to port number 2. When flow is happening from port 1 through 2, the check valve will be like, for the cylinder to retract, the check valve will crack open or it will be in the free flow condition, allowing flow to easily enter into the rod end, causing retraction. So this kind of circuit is only meter out extension control. Let me show it in simulation here. So let me start the simulation, and you can see here, when I am extending the cylinder, air will enter into the cylinder. Let me, for some reason, for the sake of simulation, I'll keep the opening level to 0. So let me start the actuation. You can see like air enters into the cap end, but the cylinder is not completely extending because air present in the rod and volume of the cylinder is not escaping out. So only if the throttle, because the check valve does not allow flow and the throttle is also completely closed. Now if I allow the opening, a little opening of the throttle, then flow will happen through the throttle and that will escape to the exhaust, and this causes this extension strokes speed to be controlled. So had I left the throttle to be open fully, then the extension speed will increase. Had I closed the throttle, then the extension speed will decrease. Then I can actuate the DCV, and you can see during the retraction stroke, air will enter into the rod end of the cylinder freely through the check valve as it is open, and the retraction happens without control. So this type of speed control technique is called as meter out speed control circuit, and specifically this does extension control. And the meter out retraction control can be created by shifting the position of the one-way flow control valve from the rod end to the cap end of the circuit, like this, where the one-way flow control valve connected in the opposite direction, the cap end port of the cylinder will be attached to the port 1 of the one-way flow control valve, and the output of the one-way flow control valve will be connected to port 4. And now when extension has to happen, then the air entering into the cap end of the cylinder will be flowing uncontrolled through the free flow direction of the check valve, or even if the throttle is closed also, the check valve allows free flow, and hence the extension happens freely. Whereas when the cylinder is retracting, air will be entering into the rod end of the cylinder, and air coming out of the cap end is restricted by the throttle's opening. And so depending on how much amount the throttle is open, air will escape from the cap end of the cylinder, and accordingly the retraction speed of the cylinder will be controlled. And hence this type of a circuit is called as meter out retraction speed control circuit. So let us see the simulation of it. So when I make the DCV actuate, extension happens with no speed control, whereas retraction happens depending on the amount the throttle is open. You can see the throttle is open to a very lesser amount, and so the retraction is happening very slowly. Had the throttle is opened faster, opened larger, retraction speed will be increased. Had the throttle is completely closed, then retraction will not happen at all. You can see the throttle is completely closed here. So in this way, we can control the speed of extension, speed of retraction of a cylinder by controlling the air coming out of the cylinder, and hence this kind of a circuit is called as meter out speed control circuit. We have another variety of a speed control circuit which is called as a bleed off circuit. A bleed off speed control circuit, as the name suggests, is basically a speed control circuit which lets out or bleeds out a part of the fluid stream out into the atmosphere, such that there is no enough air or compressed air that will cause the extension or a retraction of the cylinder. So depending on what stroke you basically wanted to control, both extension or the retraction stroke, you can connect a throttle valve in that connection line, such that you can open the throttle valve. You can see I have a throttle valve here, and you can connect the throttle valve to the point where you wanted to open up, and this will bleed off a part of the fluid stream out into the atmosphere, such that air will escape out of this stream, because the open throttle provide a least resistance path for the fluid to flow compared to the work to be done by the fluid when which has to do work by moving the piston. And so when I actuate, the flow entering into the cylinder or coming out of the cylinder will also find a path which will move out or escape out through the throttle valve into the atmosphere. Thereby, the compressed air stream is bled off from the working fluid stream. Thereby, the speed of actuation can be controlled. But the work done in compressing the air, the energy spent in compressing the air is merely wasted in a bleed off circuit. So to summarize, meter in speed control circuit basically controls the speed of extension or retraction by controlling or by restricting the amount of flow going into the cylinder, whereas a meter out speed control circuit will control the speed of actuation by limiting the air coming out of the cylinder, whereas a bleed off circuit is one which lets out the compressed air stream from the fluid power circuit stream into the atmosphere, such that the compressed air goes out rather than performing work in the fluid power circuit, thereby reducing the speed of the cylinder. So one comparison, just in case between meter in, meter out and bleed off circuit, is that a meter in circuit, if you open the throttle more, speed will increase. If you close the throttle, speed will decrease. Whereas in bleed off, if you open the throttle, speed will decrease. You close the throttle, speed will increase. Because as you open the throttle, more air escapes out into the atmosphere, and whereas here in meter in or meter out, as you open the throttle, more air is pumped in or pumped out of the cylinder, thereby helps in speeding up the process. Whereas in bleed off, it decreases the speed of the actuation of the cylinder. Whereas you close the throttle completely in meter in and meter out circuit, you try to completely block the flow into or out of the cylinder. Whereas if you block the throttle, you basically stop the leakage that is happening. You're stopping the bleeding off of the compressed air. Thereby, the entire compressed air goes into the cylinder, such that the speed will be increased. So These 5 circuits are together called as speed control circuits of fluid power systems, where the speed of extension and retraction can be controlled by meter in, meter out, or bleed off circuits. Thank you for watching the video. Happy learning.